Thank you, Ravi. Good morning, family.
Good morning. Good morning.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
And for those of us who live in Hawaii, aloha. Thank you. Welcome to the Namaste experience. This is Thursday, June 20th, and I am Reverend Margie Hyatt. I'm visiting here at Namaste Village, serving as the visiting minister of the month for Unity Namaste of Ahihik. It is my joy to step into this seat this morning and celebrate this glorious day with you. I want to share some Rumi wisdom with you this morning. Don't be afraid of the darkness, for it is where the light begins. Don't be afraid of the silence, for that is where the music starts. Don't be afraid of the unknown, for it is where the adventure awaits. We'll breathe into that. As I was thinking about this conversational theme we're having right now, the idea of surrender, I wonder in myself and for all of us, what it is that can make it so difficult to step into something new, to face into change with that sense of adventure. I wonder what's coming. I wonder what good is around the corner. For most of us, it's the fear of what we're giving up when things change, in front of the idea of what are we gaining as circumstances change. Right now here in Namaste Village, we are all saying hallelujah for the change that we are experiencing right now this morning as we were listening to the soft sound of rain. I'm pretty sure we have all been praying and hoping and waiting for the change of seasons signaled by the rain that is right now occurring. What a gift, what a joy. Ooh, and thunder, God talking as well. I love that. But in facing change, in the words of another wise philosopher, and you can probably complete this sentence with me, resistance is
futile.
Thank you. I like to fill in the blank game sometimes. Resistance is ridiculous, I've come to learn in my experience. Don't you have experiences where you feared something, you resisted something, you delayed something as long as possible? And when the change finally happened, when the new thing showed up, you went, whoa, what was I so frightened of? What was I thinking? Because what came next was probably something greater than you could have imagined in the space of what you didn't know, in the space of living in the question, in the space of living in the mystery of life. And there can be great comfort in living in that space of mystery, facing into the unknown. My professional career in Hawaii has been serving at Unity Church of Hawaii in Honolulu. The senior minister a number of years ago plucked me out of Bremerton, Washington, and brought me to Hawaii as an internship to begin my serious path to ministerial training. And I was only there 6 months and I loved it. But I had an agreement with my church in Bremerton to return home, work there, be the leader in that community. Well, 18 months later, I knew I was called to go back to Honolulu, and that took place. So I again joined the team at the Unity Church of Hawaii. Well, sadly, a couple of years later, 4 years later to be exact, our minister passed away suddenly. And there was a team of associate ministers, and we knew this was big change. We had no idea what would transpire. But we all sort of laid our bets on the fact that next budget cycle, we three would no longer be on staff because it just wasn't going to be possible with that much transition, that much upheaval, in the community, we were pretty sure the budget would be such that we would no longer be there. We were comfortable with that, but there were some few individuals who wanted to stick the pin in as we went out the door, and wanted to enact a policy that we couldn't return to church, couldn't be on campus, couldn't have any connection to church for 2 years. So that was unfortunate. And as I'm having this exit conversation with a few board members, and this is their edict, I'm going, well, if this is what's happening, the end of my dream to work in this church, these people don't even want me back in the door, and this interrupts my ministerial training program because that was predicated on being on staff at a Unity church. And so it all looked like it was falling apart. And heaven knows I didn't know what was coming next. But instead of going, oh my God, what do I do? This little voice inside my head in the midst of that conversation said, well, if this is happening, if this is falling apart, if this rug is being pulled out from underneath me, I wonder what God has coming next. I bet it's a doozy. A week later, I got a call from friends in Melbourne, Australia, who wanted to start a new Unity church. And they'd heard Grapevine really works fast in Hawaii and in Unity and in every community. And they all knew I was already unemployed. And they said, we'd like you to come to Melbourne and help us start a new Unity church. I filed for my visa so fast, people. And I spent 2 months later, I got on a plane and spent every last possible day of a 90-day visa in Australia and had the adventure of a lifetime. And I wonder if I'd sat there wringing my hands and chewing my fingernails later and fretting over what was going to happen because the dream I thought I had, the dream I knew, was disappearing. If that would have come to me, if I'd have been in the space for that energy to unfold, to have that grand adventure. I'm so grateful that somewhere in my life, after lots of trial, I assure you, of, oh my God, what will happen next experiences, that I can step at the edge of a precipice and know that something good is happening. I might not see it now. I might not see it in this moment that I might not feel like it. This is my preference, but I can get to that energy of living in the mystery of what's next because I'm entirely confident that it will ultimately only be for my good, for some greater good, if I will just stay the course, if I will just live in that question, live in that space of, I'm ready, God, whatever it is. Yes, I say yes. Really large experience of that was the night my husband died suddenly of a heart attack. And I'm going, oh, I know I don't like this. There might have been some very unministerial words spoken or at least thought in the process of his heart attack experience and very quick exit. And in my mind, again, I heard this little voice. You don't have to like it, but you can walk this as a spiritual experience. And I grieved and I boohooed and I cried, hid under covers. It probably was really 6 months before I began to get equilibrium again. But in those 6 months, I knew I needed to grieve. I knew I needed to allow myself the freedom to pull the covers over my head, to spend a day and doing nothing but wishing and missing the past, that the dream that I was giving up, the thing that wasn't going to come to fruition. It's okay to grieve it. And I knew it was a journey to walk through, not try and climb over, walk around, burrow under. To be in that space of what doesn't feel like the thing you want in your life right now, it helps to honor it and honor what your feelings are so that you can more quickly get to the space of, oh, I wonder what God has coming next. If this is falling apart, it's leading me to something new. So I might not like it in this moment, but if I can just stay in that energy of an open mind and a willing heart, the what next shows up often in grand fashion. Like visiting Namaste twice in 1 year and having opportunities to do work that feeds my soul in all kinds of ways and to be connected heart to heart with this family of people here at Namaste Village and all of you, wherever you are around the world. The magic of connecting with one another is part of that. Oh, I wonder what is next. So we just breathe into that space, honor the experiences of our past, hold them dear in our heart, but we don't have to build the tent, the condo in the neighborhood of the past. To keep moving forward is to ask questions. Hindsight is always easy, right? To look back and say, oh, what was I fussing over? This is so much better than I could have imagined. Well, rather than hindsight, what might serve us is kind sight. To look back on our experiences with honor, with appreciation, bless them, and then let them recede into the mists of memory and past, not anchoring to them, cherishing them, but still with an energy that says, what's next, God? How do I move forward? Guide me, lead me, open my eyes, as well as my mind and heart to the next experience. This past Sunday, I spoke about holding oneself as a no blame, no shame zone. And I think that applies to this particular area as well, of treating ourselves kindly around the experience we've had so that we can be in that open-hearted space to welcome what wants to show up. Life is a process of change. We all know it's inevitable, but boy, can we dig our heels in, or has that just been sometimes my life experience? I even have the cowboy boots to prove it. I can dig my heels in. And when we can let go and allow that wisdom of God, Spirit, Divine Mother to rise within us, we are much more easily led to the next great thing. Now, my relationship with the divine, I am confident, tends to happen in sort of an 11th hour kind of experience. I may be living in the question, living in the mystery, living in the not knowing for some time, and then poof, up pops the answer, the result, the guidance to move forward. I've come to trust it, but only because there were plenty of uncomfortable, painful experiences of not knowing and not being in the place of trust. Yeah. Let go and let God. Such a simple admonition, and sometimes so very challenging to follow. But all the wisdom that we have available to us suggests the power is in holding your life circumstances gently in your hand. One of my mentors said, hold it gently like feathers so that it rests and waits for you to come along with that spirit and the presence and the activity of God opening in your life. Yeah. Resistance is futile, ridiculous, and maybe some more of those unministerial words. And when we can trust and even wait till the last minute of the 11th hour to see what's coming next. What an adventure we'll have. Thank you. Vicki, I'm going to pass it to you, my friend.
Hi, Margie. And Ravi,
Hi.
nice to see you back. And Margie, thank you for that because we have to live in practical spirituality. And that was just exquisitely simple and direct. Thank you so much. And the one of the important things that I really felt as you were saying that letting go process is having our minds in an open position. When we go through seeming crisis or seeming loss, what we're getting is more fulfillment. It's because one classroom of experience has completed itself along with the whole set. And all of us have been through it. I certainly have. And many of you here have gone through those sets with me through multiple experiences. And the key to quickening and hastening and allowing this new experience to come through is how we hold our minds in openness. Oh, I see Baraka in the room. That's exciting. Hi, Baraka. And when we stay open, when we stay what you called wonder, I wonder what God has next for me. When we stay in that, we are in a receptive state so that we can receive greater direction. When we are constricted and we are tight, nothing gets in, nothing, we're resistant without even knowing it. And if we want to be open to greater joy, listen, we have to live like we know that we are God's kids. It's really that simple, that we are loved and that we are loved and that we are children of a joyful creator and that we're here to experience and to bring forth that joy. Now, that joy doesn't necessarily always look like happy circumstances. There's a difference between happiness that comes from material considerations and things that we do and things that we engage in, and the deeper joy. And I think it's in today's daily word. I think I have it. I'm going to read a sentence. Wait a minute. Okay, more than mere happiness, which can come and go, joy is deeper and ever renewing. It is the knowledge, and this is not perception, this is knowledge, that I am one with God and can live in perfect trust. I am never alone, no matter the state of the world of my life. That's really the foundation. Now, it doesn't mean, and if Calico's in the room, I'll be short, Calico, because we haven't heard from you and I missed you. Maybe you'd like to put a few cents in here. But if we want to live in an open state, we have to allow the experience of what we're in to come through. Yesterday, Johannes read a beautiful prayer. I think it was Thomas Merton's prayer on welcome, welcome, welcome. I welcome everything that comes into me, every experience I have, whether it seems tragic, whether I'm crying, whether I'm devastated, or whether I'm abundantly gleeful. I have to welcome everything. In the welcoming of everything, I stay receptive to present direction and to present joy. And I tell you this, and I share this because I know many of us have gone through this experience. It doesn't seem pleasant when things change, when there appears to be loss, when really the rug from under us seems to be pulled out and we find ourselves in a new world. But if we are founded, grounded, and take our sustenance from knowing that we are God's children, I am God's kid, and there's no bad thing that can come from that. What seems to be happening, appearances to my perceptual eyes, may be happening, and I will give that response to spirit, to love. That's what we do. We welcome everything. We hold our mind receptive, always to greater joy. If we are God's kid and God is love, those are the lessons we're in now if you're looking at the workbook. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Then only love can proceed from and through every situation. This is very practical spirituality. We are always getting greater redirection. We are not getting shut out of the kingdom. We are getting more open because we are learning, we are letting go of the blocks that have been in the way. The way of letting go is the willingness to let every situation enter us, enter us fully, enter into our experience as sadness or sorrow or joy, and be with it with love. When we greet everything with welcome and love, and think of yourself as comforting a little child that's in distress. That's all. It's that simple. We have to comfort ourselves with kindness as we move through these passages. As things let go in appearances, greater joy is unfolding within us and as us. We are the beloved. We are the loved children of a loving creator, a father, mother, God that is always calling to us and calling us by name to be at home in love right now, not in a later day heaven, in a present day experience that we are the heaven of our creator, that we are the love that has been created to know ourselves as love. By welcoming everything, trusting the emotions belong to the ego. The ego will drive those emotions as long as we believe in them. When we simply welcome them without resistance, then we let them pass through like clouds in the sky. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Stay in a receptive, open position to let love's greater unfolding, greater redirection be ours. And we will witness to that in a total experience of communion that knows no loss, a total experience of joy that has no opposite. And we are the witnesses to that. We live as the witness to that as we welcome everything. Let spirit melt like that image of Mary melting away all the fears and sorrows through grace, through love, through tenderness, through kindness. We let ourselves be loved, and we are loved. We take the next step forward when that guidance comes. We can all afford to wait for it. We wait in peace and in joy that has no opposite, that no matter what's on the outside, prison or palace, we are God's beloved children. So Calico, I wanted to make room for you. Are you there, my dear sister? Thank you guys. I love you all. Thank you, Margie. Go ahead, Calico.
Oh, I am here. And this week has been great. And I was just thinking back to Lisa Natoli on whatever day it was. And I'm having a beach day today. So I'm just going to say that up front. I'm having a beach day. And this is great. You know, Margie, thank you so much. God, about 10 years ago, I was journaling a lot and stuff was landing. Lessons were coming at me. And I used to say it was like holding your hands out and receiving a handful of baby rattlesnakes. And that's the way it landed. But Margie, you reframe that for me. It's like now I put my hands out and someone's just putting in a bunch of feathers. And it's kind of like no longer is there fear. And, you know, when the rattlesnakes were coming at me, there was this tendency I had to protect, defend, go after. You know, those are some of the responses. Now it's much more of just an ease, a lightness of, oh, another lesson. I wonder what this is all about. And just, go into prayer about it, ask for assistance, and just wait, and then be patient. And so now the baby rattlesnakes have long been gone. And I like the image now of, just receiving a whole pile full of feathers, or a cuddly little squishy, bunny rabbit or something. And it's like, it's just a whole different experience, because stuff is going to happen. It will happen. That's like this, Course in Miracles talks, there's a whole chapter on chaos. This life is chaotic, and all they are lessons that I would learn every time something occurs. It's just a lesson I would learn. There's nothing to fear. It's just for me to do the things that I know I've been working on myself, the good habits that I'm getting in touch with, of praying, asking for help, going into quietness, just really allowing myself to have the experience without pushing it away, without being afraid of it, and receiving it for the lesson that it is. And it's beautiful. And thank you so much, Vicki, for this week. It's been delightful, and so very helpful, as always. And good seeing you, Baraka. It's been a while.
Baraka, Ravi, we got everybody coming back. And is Scott in the room? Does Scott want to sing and close us up with a song? Are you there, Brother Scott? Is he in the back of the room? And Chris has been wonderful all this time, Ravi. He's been opening us with prayer. Oh, there he is. No guitar, with guitar, doesn't matter, because he is the music. Oh, nice to see you, Ravi. Don't you love family days? I do.
Good to see you, Baraka. I had to say it.
Thank you. Thank you, Carolyn. Good.
I think I wrote this in 1989. Feels very appropriate for this lesson. Flow with the winds of spirit. Go with the winds of change. No need to resist or fear it when your life's being rearranged. It's time to release what's between you and your peace. Let the conflict cease. Welcome change. Whoa, whoa. Flow with the winds of spirit. Go with the winds of change. No need to resist or fear it when your soul's being rearranged. The breezes that are blowing have a funny way of knowing where you need to do your growing, and they blow the change your way, and it's okay. Flow with the winds of spirit. Go with the winds of change. No need to resist or fear it when your life's being rearranged. All of the changes are moving you where you most long to be. You may not believe it, but your past is not your destiny. Flow with the winds of spirit. Sing it with me. Go with the winds. Go with the winds of change. No need to resist or fear it. No need to resist or fear when your life's being arranged. When your life's being rearranged. It's time to flow with the winds of spirit. Go with the winds of change. No need to resist or fear it when your life's being rearranged. rearranged, when your life's being rearranged.
Beautiful stuff. Scott, I think it's Baraka's birthday. You want to give him a blessing?
Oh, Barb. Blessings to you on your birthday. Baraka, we're so glad you came. And on your birthday and every day, I always wonder what's your name. Were you born a Muslim or maybe a Jew? Really doesn't matter at all. You came to this earth and you went through birth, and now you are having a ball. Now you are having a ball. Happy birthday, Baraka!
Close us out, Scott.
Yay!
Amen. So thank you, everybody. I have a big surprise for you tomorrow. It's going to be really a lot of fun. And Ravi, you want to say the great amen? Oh, he's muted. Here we go. You're muted. Go ahead.